Okay, today we were discussing equivalent ratios. So we want to know if how we can tell if a ratio is equivalent to another ratio. And one way we can do that is by drawing some tape diagrams. So for example, is 4 to 2 the same as 8 to 4? Is it equivalent? And if I were to draw the ratio comparing the two, it looks something like that. There's 4 in the first tape diagram and there's 2 in the second. And what we want to know is that it's for every 4 boxes, there are 2 boxes on the top, there are 2 boxes on the bottom. So if I were to change this into 8, do it a different color to show. Eight to 4, so now we have 8 on top and 4 on the bottom. Does the ratio 4 to 2 still stand? If you notice, in blue, we have for every 4 boxes on top, there are 2 boxes on the bottom, and there's another set of 4 with 2 boxes that correspond. So those ratios are equivalent. Numerically, we can say that ratios are equivalent if there's a number, which is called a constant, that can be multiplied by both terms in the ratio to give you the other ratio. So for example, 42 to 49, is that the same as 6 to 7? Well, it would be the same as 6 to 7 if there's a constant or a number that we can multiply by 6 and 7 to give us 42 to 49. And it might be pretty apparent that we could take 6 and multiply it by 7 to give us 42. So is 7 times 7 49? Yes. So these ratios are equivalent to each other. So here's an example problem similar to the homework. There are 24 dogs at the animal shelter. There are also 48 cats. Mary states that the ratio of dogs to cats at the shelter is 1 to 2. Is she correct? First, let's draw a diagram, and then we'll work on finding a constant. You can decide which method is easier for you to do. So when we draw a diagram, we want to label the parts. So the ratio would be 1 to 2. So that would be 1 to 2. And the top are the number of dogs, and the bottom are the number of cats. Now it states that there are 24 dogs. So the total number of dogs is 24. And if that were to hold true, then each of these boxes is worth 24. And that would mean that the total number of cats would be 24 plus 24, which gives me 48. So I'd have 24 to 48. So Mary is correct. Now trying to find a constant works a little differently. First, I write the ratios, 1 to 2 and 24 to 48. And then I look for the easiest fact that I can find. Well, 1 and 2 are both pretty easy, but I would pick 1 because that's pretty straightforward. And I know that 1 times 24 will equal 24. Then we must ask ourselves, we multiplied on the left-hand side by 24, we'd have to multiply on the right-hand side by 24. So is 2 times 24 48? Absolutely. You can go off to the side and do the multiplication, and you should get the right answer. So Mary is correct. And we verified that with two different but similar methods.